The action of the movie is set in 2033. Flights to the moon have become more necessary because now a special complex has been built there. With its help, the Earth will be protected from possible collisions with asteroids. The main character, an engineer by specialty, is interviewed to go to work in the complex. The interviewer informs that there are no more vacancies for an engineer, however, he can offer you Dugu a place as a repairman. After a bit of thinking, the hero, who has decided to always be average so as not to attract attention, agrees and sets off. On the way, you reflects on the lunar shield program, during which the complex was built. A few years ago, a huge asteroid separated from the orbit of Mars and threatens Earth. In 8 years there will be a collision that will threaten all of humanity. Almost all conversations and speeches on Earth are related to the approaching end of the world. At the UN meeting, the proposal of China was accepted. According to it, a special complex should be built on the moon, on which superweapons will eventually appear. It will be used to destroy the asteroid and its fragments will be attracted by the moon's gravity. After 8 years, the protection program is coming to an end. Soon the asteroid will be destroyed and you will be able to return home to continue his normal life. Ma launching attracted the hero's attention 8 years ago. You realizes that soon he will leave the structure on the moon, and their paths with the girl will separate. Therefore, the modest hero rehearses his recognition of Ma, also going to give her toys. When he sees the girl's moonwalker approaching the entrance to the complex, you runs to the entrance. Ma communicates with the hero rather coldly, but informs him that a group of repairmen will fly on her ship. This information inspires you. The hero decides to write Ma a letter confessing his feelings. While composing it, you misses an alarm. It turns out that some asteroids are rapidly approaching the moon, because of which Ma begins an emergency evacuation of the staff. You continues to listen to music and does not notice either the ships taking off or the signals on the scoreboard. At the last moment the hero sees that there is only one ship left on the moon. On a moonwalker, you hurries to him. However, due to interference, the crew does not hear his messages and flies away. The hero's problems don't end there as asteroids hit the moon. You runs to the new crater, hoping that he will not be hit by another shard. However, his hopes are not realized. You comes to his senses because of a message about reduced oxygen. The hero tries to send a message to Earth about his situation, but sees a huge asteroid crashing into the planet. 6 days pass. You sits at the base and hopes that he will be able to make contact with Earth. However, the hero realizes that the planet is dead. You calculates that he has enough food to last him a lifetime. The hero says goodbye to Earth and decides that as the last man he must take good care of himself. So you decides to fulfill his longtime dream of getting into Ma's room. The hero uses many passwords, but finally decides that the best way is to use brute force. You arranges a romantic evening for himself and a doll with Ma's face on it. When ketchup gets on her, the hero decides to clean it up with a kiss. This is seen through the camera by the surviving crew of the moon shield on Earth. From such a sight, the living Ma drinks the boiling water without a wince. The chairman appears and says that at the moment the Earthlings are forced to live under the earth. Because of this, diseases are rampant and the general condition of the people is depressed. In order to boost the people's spirits, the chairman suggests broadcasting use funny antics everywhere. Ma supports this idea. She proposes to voice use antics as the moon only broadcasts a picture without sound. The girl creates a positive image of the hero by saying that he sacrificed his seat in the rocket to another passenger. Meanwhile, Yu decides to give up his life and goes to the warehouse to get sleeping pills. In a warehouse, the hero sees the shadow of a beautiful girl and approaches her. At the same time, a broadcast is launched on Earth where a voice actor arrives. Yu does not see the girl in front of him, but a kangaroo that the camera is pointing at. The voice actor accidentally voices the animal, which puzzles the audience. Meanwhile, the escaped hero is angry that the crew left him on board with exactly the dangerous animal. Ma decides that the voiceover should be done not on behalf of Yu, but in voiceover. The hero continues to try to sneak into the warehouse to retrieve the sleeping pills. During one of these attempts, Yu puts on a female kangaroo costume. This idea ends with some not-so-decent footage. The deceived kangaroo attacks Yu again. The Earthlings continue to follow the hero with interest, even though he finds himself in a losing position. Yu does not give up and decides to destroy the kangaroo with a weapon. However, this time the animal is stronger than the hero. The filming of the fight is accompanied by a voice actor playing the flute. This makes Ma very angry. During the battle, the hero hits his head hard and does not come to his senses. Ma tries to send him a signal. To her surprise, audio interference appears on Yu's screen, though it is impossible. The hero cries, believing he will never get to Earth again. Yu suggests that the kangaroo make peace and grieve together for the missing planet and its inhabitants. The hero also realizes that he must try to return to Earth himself. Yu remembers Apollo 18, a spaceship left on the moon. With its help, the hero is able to reach orbit, from where he is evacuated from the space station to Earth by shuttle. Together with the kangaroo, Yu takes the ship to the base and begins to fix it. The Moon Shield team that made it to Earth, along with the chairman, are watching the hero's work with interest. Ma believes that Yu's return to the planet will serve as an inspiring example for all the humans left behind. The team doesn't understand why the hero is so good at fixing the spaceship. In his personnel file, they find information about his real specialty, and it turns out that Yu is an engineer. The hero realizes that the ship won't lift him and the kangaroo. Therefore, Yu decides to abandon the animal, which causes general disapproval. Kangaroo does catch up with Yu and rides with him back to the base. The hero remembers a strong engine in one of the modules that can be attached to Apollo 18. The team on Earth finds that getting the engine to the base is a nearly impossible task. The energy reserve of the lunar rover is enough for 6,500 kilometers, while to the crater, where the engine and the module itself, 8,000 kilometers. Ma guesses that the hero is not going to bypass the lake that lies in his path, but wants to take a shortcut in a straight line. However, the girl then realizes that Yu's plan is even better. The hero will not go to the west, but to the east. Then the amount of time under the sun will be extended by 20 hours, which will allow the moonwalker to travel almost all day. Yu will be traveling in the opposite direction, but due to the large amount of energy, he will still reach the module. Ma marvels at the hero's plan and his intelligence. According to Yu's plan, he and the kangaroo will travel for 31 days, resting only 4 hours a day, and then reach the module. However, this rhythm of life turns out to be quite hard. The voice actor is also tired of sitting in front of the screen for 20 hours a day. Yu tries his best not to sleep at the wheel. One day, he even dreams that a kangaroo who has learned to talk is in the driver's seat. Finally, the hero gets to the base and finds the engine from the module. Suddenly, the kangaroo presses different buttons, which can provoke a dangerous situation. For this, Yu locks him in the van and goes to his base. During the trip, he loses the engine and the van. Ma realizes that the hero can't go back for the engine and kangaroo, as then he won't have enough energy to make the trip to Apollo 18. The whole Earth is watching Yu with bated breath. The hero decides to save his friend after all. Ma comes up with a new plan. On the moon there is a moon dog, which can be used to recharge the moon rover. In order for them to cross exactly, the team must track Yu's path around the clock. Meanwhile, the hero has been traveling without sleep or rest for 53 hours to increase the chances of returning to base. However, the sunset still catches up with Yu on the road. The hero switches to a backup battery, which should be enough for 5 hours. Ma sends the moon dog to help Yu, hoping that it will get there in time. However, the dog falls off a cliff. Yu does not give up and decides to reach the base on a kangaroo by attaching tanks to his spacesuit to fly over the craters. The hero's video broadcast revives people's hope for a good future. The climate on Earth is gradually recovering. Yu continues to work on Apollo 18 and hopes to return to Earth soon. Since the beginning of the disaster on the planet passes 516 days, the hero accidentally learns that those interferences on the screen were due to the movements of kangaroos near the wires. Yu loses hope that there are survivors on Earth and no longer wants to fight for his life. Then, at Ma's request, all the people go outside and use flashlights to create a sign that says you are not the last person. Even though Yu only sees you are not human, he decides to continue fighting. Soon the crew of the Moon Shield manages to contact the hero. They correct Yu's work, helping him to build the ship faster and more reliably. The hero is happy to be able to communicate with people, especially Ma. One day Yu confesses to her that he became a repairman because he saw her and fell in love at first sight. Ma responds by saying that she saw the hero running toward the ship, but did not wait for him because of the danger. Yu forgives her, and the girl leaves without noticing that a huge asteroid is moving towards Earth. The hero finally gets into the spaceship and together with the kangaroo gets to the orbital station. Ma learns that an asteroid is about to hit the Earth, and this time no one will be able to escape. The chairman believes that you can save the planet, as the very weapon against asteroids is attached to his ship as a waiting device. The hero realizes that such an operation involves a very strong danger for him. However, for the sake of Ma and all the people, Yu is willing to take the risk. The hero sends the kangaroo to Earth, not wanting his friend to risk his life as well. From a collision with small asteroids, Yu loses his engine. The hero manually delivers the weapon to the asteroid and sacrifices himself to save humanity. People cry, unable to cope with the loss of their hero. 10 years pass. The people rebuild the Earth and can breathe air thanks to use feet. Ma goes to the moon again, remembering the hero and his love for her. On the table in the lunar station, the girl sees the last letter from you. This is the end of the movie. Thank you all for watching this video to the end. Give this video a like. Write in the comments what you think about this movie, and see you in new videos.